tips with sample answers.
Let's answer questions from Cambridge IELTS 17, Speaking Test 1, Part 1. Here are the list of questions. Question 1. What did you study in history lessons when you were at school? When I was at school, I studied many things in history lessons. I studied about wars, the World War I, the World War II. I also learned about the different powerful empires in the world, British Empire and the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire. I also learned about partition and independence of many countries. Did you enjoy studying history at school? Yes, I loved studying history at school. I had always been keen to know about the historical monuments, figures, statues. I had also been very intrigued to visit museums to find out about how the countries became independent. How did the world reach at this point where people live in free countries and have better and more civil rights in comparison to the past? So I've always been very amazed with history. Or you can say, I did not like history when I was in school. The reason I didn't like it was my teacher. I did not enjoy being in the class, and I always slept in the class. I did not appreciate history being taught. It was not one of my favorite subjects. How often do you watch TV programs about history now? I don't get time to watch historical programs on TV now, as I'm doing a job and I do not get enough time. But whenever I get time, I love to watch some historical dramas and historical films. I like to learn a lot from it, and the best part is that I've always read about history in the books, and now I can see the visual version of it, and that really fascinates me. When I watch a film, I feel that I'm just living in that era, and it is amazing for me. It is always a great experience to watch something about history, either it's a historical drama or a historical film. Or you can say, I'm not into watching historical programs on TV. I never liked it at school, and I still don't like it. I like watching comedy shows. I like watching action shows. I don't like to watch historical programs on TV. I find historical programs very boring and monotonous. That's why I don't like to watch historical programs on TV. What period in history would you like to learn more about, and why? I would love to learn about the Roman Empire and the British Empire the most, because these two empires were known to be the most powerful and magnificent empires of all times. I would like to learn how did they fight in wars, how they planned the strategic moves during the wars, how did they survive in famines when there was a food shortage, and how did they manage to rule the world and keep a lot of wealth and power in their hands. I would also like to learn more about that period, as poor people or people who were minorities or they belonged to the lower strata of society, they suffered a lot. They did not get their proper rights. They had to subjugate, or they were subjects of these British Empire, and they were treated menacingly. They were treated very unkindly and brutally. So I would love to learn more about how did people raise their voices against that empire too. If you learned anything from this topic, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. it would be a great help for the channel. Thank you.